Have you ever wondered if your desires manifest, like instantly, even when it feels like they're taking forever to actually show up?
It's a great question, isn't it?
Welcome to Manifestation Matters. Today we're diving deep into this really fascinating idea of instant manifestation, looking at it from a few different angles.
Yeah, because we know lots of you have heard about manifestation techniques, maybe tried them out.
Right. But there can still be confusion, maybe even a bit of anxiety around the whole process, especially the timing. How long does it take?
Exactly. So our goal today is really to bring some clarity to that, offer a clearer understanding.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Manifestation.
Right.
What are we really talking about here?
Well, at its core, it's about setting a clear intention for what you want. Could be an affirmation, a visualization, just a strong feeling.
Okay.
And then it's about allowing the universe, or whatever term you prefer, to orchestrate things to bring that intention into your physical reality.
Allowing, okay, that's the part where it gets tricky, I think. You set the intention, you visualize that dream trip, but the plane tickets don't just appear.
Precisely. And that's where this really interesting concept comes in. Different teachers call it different things, but the core idea is similar.
Like what?
Well, Neville Goddard called it the bridge of incidents. Abraham Hicks talks about orchestration. Florence Scovel-Shinn mentioned unexpected channels. Joe Dispenza talks synchronicity. Vadim Zeland, external intention.
Wow, okay. Lots of names.
Yeah, but the fascinating thing is they're all pointing to the same fundamental concept, this idea of a series of interconnected events.
Yeah.
Steps, if you will.
A bridge.
Exactly, a bridge of incidents that kind of unfolds and inevitably leads you to your manifested desire.
Okay, bridge of incidents. I like that visual. So if the intention is point A and the manifestation is point B, this bridge connects them.
You got it.
But you said earlier, instant manifestation. If there's a bridge to cross, how is it instant? That seems like the opposite.
Ah, okay, yes. This is the crucial distinction. This is really the key. While the physical manifestations, seeing it in your hands, experiencing it, that might take time in our linear perception.
Right. That makes sense.
But the formation of that bridge of incidents, the creation of that pathway, that happens instantly. The very moment you set a clear, focused intention.
Hold on. The bridge forms instantly.
That's the idea. So in that sense, manifestation is fundamentally instant. And some would even say inevitable once that bridge is formed.
Inevitable. Okay, now that's interesting. So if the bridge is instantly there, does that mean our main job isn't so much forcing the how,
Exactly.
but more like just trusting that the bridge exists and
Yeah.
sort of walking across it, even if we can't see the other side yet?
Precisely. Think about a physical bridge, right? Once it's built, there's usually just one main way across. You get on it, you keep moving forward, you'll get to the other side. Similarly, the universe, or your subconscious, constructs this bridge of incidents in the most direct way possible, often in ways we couldn't even conceive of consciously, really unexpected ways sometimes.
Okay, I think I'm getting it. The intention acts like the command. The blueprint is created instantly, even if the building process takes time to perceive.
Yes, and there's this quote from Goddard, something like, if it takes 1,000 or 10,000 people to play their parts to bring about your assumption, they will play their parts, knowingly or unknowingly.
Wow, that's a big thought.
It is, and at first it can be kind of hard to wrap your head around how could all these people be involved, but then you start looking back at your own life.
Yeah.
And you see these weird coincidences, these chance meetings, these unexpected events that somehow perfectly led you to something you wanted or needed. Personal experience often makes it clearer.
It's like the universe is directing a play. And once you declare your role by setting the intention, your scene starts immediately, even if other actors need time to get on stage.
That's a great analogy.
Do you have a personal example, something maybe small, but that showed you how this bridge worked, where maybe the steps didn't seem connected at first?
Yeah, actually. A little while back, I felt this strong pull, this need to find an energy healer, just a general feeling, an intention. Didn't know anyone, wasn't actively looking, just kind of put it out there.
Okay.
So a few days later, I almost skipped this sound bath I'd booked. It was full, actually. I had to go to a later one. Ended up being just me and one other person there. Total chance, right? Afterwards, this person just strikes up a conversation, totally out of the blue, invites me for coffee right then and there. Turns out she's deeply involved in the local energy healing community.
No way.
Yes. And she spontaneously invites me to this small gathering happening that weekend, full of practitioners. Exactly what I needed, but I couldn't have planned it.
Wow. So the full sound bath, the later session, the random chat, those were all like planks on the bridge.
Exactly. Looking back, the bridge started forming the second I had that clear intention. The specific steps weren't things I consciously engineered, they just unfolded.
That's brilliant. It really highlights how it works. So, okay, for everyone listening, how do we use this? How do we know if we're on the bridge? What if we feel stuck or like we took a wrong turn?
Right, like your own example wanting to find that healer. How do you know which step to take? What if you feel like you're going backwards or those limiting beliefs pop up?
Yeah, exactly. The self-doubt stuff.
Well, based on experiences like that one and what many teachings suggest, trying to overthink the how, is this the right step, should I do that, can actually be counterproductive. It introduces resistance.
It's getting too much in your head about it.
Yeah. The advice is generally to trust. Trust that as long as you're moving forward in your life, generally aligned with your intention, even if the connection isn't obvious right now, you are on the path. The universe is handling the specifics.
So less micromanaging the journey, more trusting the destination is set and the path is unfolding.
Exactly. And you know what the best way to navigate this bridge seems to be? The way to really experience that instant feeling.
What's that?
It's about fully living in the present moment, just being here, now.
Okay, the present moment.
Yeah.
How does that help build the bridge or walk it?
Well, when you're truly present, engaged in what you're doing right now, you kind of get your conscious analytical mind out of the way.
Ah, okay.
It gives your subconscious, your higher self, whatever you call it, the space to work, to arrange those incidents, to build that bridge without you constantly interfering with worry or trying to force things.
That makes so much sense because thinking back, often the breakthroughs or the aha moments, they happen when you're not obsessing, right? When you're deep in work or taking a walk or just...
Absolutely. It's almost cliche, but it happens when you let go. When you're absorbed in the present, doing something else, that's when the solutions or the opportunities often just seem to pop up, seemingly out of nowhere.
So our tendency to overthink, to try and control every outcome, that can actually slow things down, block the flow.
Very much so, yes. It creates tension, resistance. Learning to detach from the specific outcome while holding the intention, cultivating that feeling of already having it, that seems to smooth out the process considerably. Letting go is key.
Okay, so it's not really about like doing the techniques perfectly, saying the affirmation exactly 100 times, visualizing with perfect clarity.
While those techniques are valuable tools, absolutely, they help align your energy and focus your intention. The core truth, the underlying reality, is that the potential, the bridge, is already formed instantly. The techniques help you get into alignment with that reality.
And if doubts or old beliefs come up.
That's where self-awareness and maybe things like shadow work come in. Clearing those blocks helps you walk the bridge more easily, without tripping yourself up. But the bridge itself, its potential exists from the moment of intention.
Right. It always comes back to that. The formation is instant.
Correct. So the real power lies in understanding that fundamental principle, trusting the process, and as much as possible, living fully in the now. You know, like Eckhart Tolle says, the present moment is the point of power.
That really ties it all together, a powerful thought to reflect on. So just to recap for everyone, the big takeaway here is that the formation of that bridge of incidents, that pathway to your desire, happens the very instant you set a clear intention.
Yes, even if the physical, tangible result takes some time to unfold in our day-to-day reality, the groundwork is laid immediately.
So we encourage you listening to maybe reflect on your own experiences. Can you look back and see any bridges that formed in your life? Those unexpected chains of events.
Yeah, it can be really insightful to recognize them after the fact. It builds faith in the process for the future.
Absolutely. And with that, we've reached the end of this particular deep dive.
Hope you found it helpful.
If you enjoyed this discussion, if it sparked something for you, please do give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss our future explorations.
And we'd love to hear your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Did this resonate? Do you have examples of your own bridge of incidents?
Yeah, definitely share those. And feel free to share this video with anyone you think might find it interesting or helpful. Thanks so much for joining us on Manifestation Matters.
Until next time.